Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Blue Maxima, and I'm here checking out Senran Kagura Shinovi vs. Proof of Life. I don't know why that's there, that's a weird secondary subtitle. Anyway, this is... I'm gonna have to ask you all to put on belts and extra pairs of pants and stuff like that, because I can't imagine what you'll do if you don't secure them on tightly. So, I've been playing for about 4.5 hours at this point. I think this is a fairly decent playtime to show off at least what the beginning of the game's like. So let's just load straight into this game. Oh boy. We all know what's coming. I like this loading effect, by the way, how the doors close in and then come back out. Oh, this game's writing. It's so silly. Okay, there we go. We're here. Alright, first thing I feel the need to point out. This shadow makes absolutely no sense. 0 out of 10. But anyway, this is the lobby of the game. We have several things we can go do. We can go and talk to characters. And they all have different things to say depending on the chapter or the story that you're in. We've also got all sorts of different things. Like, we got the dressing room. Oh, this is insane. Like, just moving the camera makes this girl's breast jiggle. That is something else entirely. And we can dress them up with different uniforms. So, for example, we can put on the Hanzo uniform with a scarf on. We can put on the open Hanzo uniform, which really makes absolutely no difference because of the placement of that tie. We can also change their Shinobi outfit. These are all actually other characters' Shinobi outfits, but we'll just stick with the cheerleader outfit for Asuka. And you can also change the lingerie. That covers nothing. And you can even go full screen. And, even better, you can even rotate it. This is something else entirely. Cover on the wrong place, girl. But anyway, I'll just pretend that we didn't do that. We've also got different hair we can equip. I actually like these ponytails, pigtails. Take a pick. So, can we also put an accessory on? I swear I've got a few. Okay, we do. So we can put on all sorts of different things, like a maid headdress, and we have to use different accessories. So we can also put this on too, so it's an eye patch. We can even put on a dog tail. So yeah, we have different accessory slots, and they all have different things. So yeah, dog tail. Bit odd, but I won't argue. Somebody's probably getting off to this. We'll put on the rabbit ears. Yep, that was a move. And you can also adjust them. So if we press triangle here, we can adjust the position, the angle, and the expansion. So yeah. That looks freaking strange, but whatever, I'll take it. Oh well, I won't take it, because yeah, whatever. We'll just go right on back to the menu here. We can also go to the library. This is your basic gallery. You buy things like pictures and videos and music and voice. And you can also check what characters you've been using. Look, pictures. You can't actually zoom in. That's a little bit strange. You probably can, I just don't have the control to. So we can also go to the records, but that's just saving and loading your game. We have the dressing room. Yep, we've already been there. The library, the store. The store is where we've got to go next. So the store is pretty obvious what we're doing here, actually. We have different outfits we can buy. Unfortunately, we can't preview them, so you can't tell what they look like until after you buy them. You've also got different Shinobi outfits, like a naughty apron. You got different lingerie. You got the accessories. You got the pictures from the story. And you've got all the different music. You can also come here to the lingerie lottery. That's the lingerie lottery. And you can pay either Zen or lottery tokens, and the more you pay, the more likely you are to get a different set of lingerie. So we'll just pay the minimum amount. And we get a nice pair of lingerie. This pair of... That looks ridiculous! I got lingerie 009, and yeah, eventually you just have to fill out your lingerie lottery. The funny thing is you can actually buy a lottery token, which guarantees that you get a new set of lingerie, which is a bit weird if you ask me. It's a bit of a weird microtransaction to have. Alright, so one of the main points of this game is that you pick a school at the beginning of the game, but you can swap between them anytime you like. And they all have their own stories, and they all also have 5 different characters who each have their own sub-stories. So as you can see, we've got Asuka, Iguruga, Katsuragi, Yagyu, and Hibari. And they all have their own different movesets and their own style. And they also have their own levels. So here we have their levels. Whenever you level up, your HP, your attack, and your defense goes up. Also, your mastery goes up. We'll explain that in a moment, though. And you've also got your different effects. So you've got your character bio here, including measurements. Yeah, won't pay any attention to that. So the idea is that every time you level up, you gain areas in your mastery. And I will explain what your masteries are sooner or later. We can also press... whoops, wrong button. So we can also press triangle. I press square to get to the status screen. Now we press triangle here. Now triangle shows you your move list. Your move list will slowly increase when you level up, but when you get to like level 20, it'll stop unlocking stuff. And every one of your 3 states has a different moveset tied to it, but we will explain that momentarily. So now we can go and actually do a mission. We've got 2 different sets of missions here. We've got the Shinobi Girls Code, Hanzo Battle Records. Again, this is different for every school. Every school has a different set of has a different story, and then you've got all the different girls, and all the different girls have their own set of submissions. So all my different girls are different levels here, but we've got Asuka at level 31, so we'll stick with her for the time being. So what we're going to do is we're going to play looking for kelp. There's a lot of voice acting in this game. Just a lot of like individual sub pieces that really give the game a bit of a more overall polished feeling, having all these different like people just saying stuff at just random times. Like when you pause and abort missions and change options and stuff like that, all the characters have their own little different voice lines for it. It's entertaining. It's nice to see how much effort they put into it. Yeah, see those boobs bouncing, those boobs bouncing. Alright, so, Senran Kagura Shinobi Versus is a beat-em-up in the vein of Dynasty Warriors and similar titles. However, it is significantly faster. So the idea is that you are a Shinobi girl beating the crap out of other Shinobi. So your square button is your main light attack, your triangle button is your heavy attack, which will often bring an end to combos. If you saw back on the tech move list earlier... Whoops. If you saw back on the tech list earlier, there were buttons that were surrounded in green. Those green buttons actually knock enemies into the air, and then you can chase them using the dash button. Your circle button is your dash button. And this dash button can not only be used to like dash and move places, you can also use it like mid-combo to interrupt your animation and move on to another enemy. As you can see, the combo meter over on the right there, that's actually important. The higher of a combo you get when you're facing these enemies, the more XP you'll get when your combo eventually runs out. So the higher of a combo you get, the higher of an XP boost you get, which is actually fairly convenient. Alright, so the game's going into slow motion, which means the boss is going to come out now. The boss is always another character in the game, so you're always facing off against someone who you can control, which I actually like that a lot. I mean, Dynasty Warriors does do that from time to time, but I mean, you're often facing off against nameless officers, but in this game, it's always the enemy boss character is always someone you can fight. Now, I'm going to try and explain the rest of the basic controls. Your R button is your block, but also if you time a block correctly, you can parry and cause a little bit of stun damage, which is interesting. Ow. So yeah, if you block at the right time, you can parry. Your L button will do a Shinobi transformation. So the three... Whoops, I accidentally close with the all that. So, you know, I'm just going to pause the game real quick. There's my move list. So as you can see here, all the buttons that have green circles around them will knock enemies into the air, and you can use that to chase them. But anyway, if we go check the progress, as you can see, we have Flash, Yang, and Yin. I really wish they would call that what these what they really are, like normal Shinobi and Frantic. I'll explain Frantic in a minute. So these different levels, let me try it again. These different modes all have their own mastery, and the more XP you get while in those modes, the more these bars will go up, and the more that you, and once you get these past these specific areas of these bars, the more effects you get. So as you can see here, I've gotten 2 levels up in Flash, so I get these 2 effects. In the Yang area, these 2 effects here come on. So I get an enhanced short dash and a HP regeneration when I'm in Yang. Or as the game should call it, Shinobi. Flash is just your normal character behavior. Yeah. So the more damage you do to enemies, the more of their clothes come off, and the same thing can indeed happen to you. So Shinobi mode is Yang, and now I wonder if I can do this, like, in the middle of being in Shinobi mode. I don't think I can, that's unfortunate. I'll show it off in the next one then. My earphone just fell out, so I'm kind of not able to hear anything. Get up. There's also some other controls that are worth mentioning, like if you press down on the D-pad, you sacrifice 10% of your health, but you basically cancel every single... You cancel everything that's going on around you, which is quite convenient to have at some points when you're getting the shit comboed out of you. So anyway, when you do a Shinobi transformation, you actually get all your health back, so it's a good idea to set... Whoops. It's a good idea to save it for when you really need it, because when you... It's a really good idea to save it for when you actually need to get your health back. I've got to stay away from this bitch. Okay, she's using a Secret Ninja art. So Secret Ninja arts are basically Musu moves in Dynasty Warriors. So basically what I want to do is I want to exploit her. I want to exploit her being distracted and take her out. And they always lose a bit of clothing when you whoopsie daisy. Nope. Nope. Ow. I'm just gonna use a Secret Ninja art immediately. These animations are fun to watch. I just find myself skipping them more often than not because they just take up a ton of time. So the idea is to drain their HP to 0. And different Secret Ninja arts take different amounts of HP to use. There's also the up button which does lock-ons. So if you have them all the way down to their lingerie when you use the Secret Ninja art, you actually are capable of... God, let me think. You're actually capable of stripping them entirely. So their bra comes off and where their nipples would be is replaced by pictures of their face. And it's kind of hilarious. It's very silly and it's very hilarious. So that was just an example of one fight. It's going to immediately put me on to the next fight, which is kind of depressing, but oh well. So at the end of every fight, you earn a rank and you get XP, so I leveled up twice, and I actually unlocked something new for my Yang state, so I get a new effect on the Yang state by being level 3 in that. So I'm going to go do another stage now. I'm going to do a story stage. And I'm going to do the easiest story stage, but I'm going to use another character just so you can see another battle style. And I'm also going to show off one of the cutscenes. Because this game is basically the most fan-servicey game I've ever played. You have no bloody idea. So I will just wait for the game to load. Yeah, for some reason it automatically puts you onto the next mission in their sub-story. Or the actual main story, instead of like giving you a choice to quit out and go do something else. I really wish they had an ability to do that, because it means I just have to wait to abort the mission. I just remembered I have to do something! Yeah. It's kind of great. I think that's great. Just that, those tiny little voice clips. There's a bit of attention to detail that I really like. Yep, you can use the motion sensor function to tilt your Vita system and view the girls from every single angle. You know, I'd be a little bit more weirded out by all the references to breasts and nudity if it wasn't done in such a tongue-in-cheek manner, which makes me laugh more often than it makes me think, ew, that's gross. Alright, so anyway, we're going to go do another mission. We're going to go do a story mission, because I want to show off the initial story cutscene to show off a little bit more of the voice acting and stuff like that. We're going to play as Katsuragi. I'm going to shut up for the time being and just let you listen to the cutscene voice acting.
それでは本日の修行を始める。
はい、キリア先生、よろしくお願いします。アスカちゃん、今日も元気いっぱいだね。いっしっしっし。
そりゃあ朝からあんだけプルンプルンさせてれば元気も出るさ。
ちょっとカツネ、何の話？
あたいは見ちまったのさ。アスカが下着姿で寒風摩擦してるところをな。
あら、寒風摩擦ですか？アスカさん、古風な健康法を知っているのですね。
子供の頃、じっちゃんに教わったんだ。寒風摩擦をすると風邪をひかないって。
いやー、いいもん拝ませてもらったぜ。ごちそうさまでした。
もうカツネーたら。寒風摩擦をすれば風邪をひかないんだ。
おう、だからひばりも毎朝やるといいぜ。ただしちゃんと窓を開けて下着姿でやるんだぞ。それよりもっと健康になりたかったらすっぽんぽんでやってもいいぞ。
桂木、お前も命知らずだな。俺の前でひばりに変なことを吹き込むとは。
ちょっと待て、ヤギュ。刀を抜くやつがあるか。
ありとあらゆるものからひばりを守る。それが
ほんとラブラブだね、ヤンニューちゃんとひばりちゃんは。
ラブラブ。別にそんなわけでは。
さて、おしゃべりはそこまでだ。本日はレク人形を使った基礎訓練を行う。
基礎訓練ですか？
お前たちがいかに成長しようとも基礎をおろそかにする忍びは早死にする。忍びの世界で生き抜きたければ常に初心を忘れないことだ。
Alright, so that was a look at one of the story cutscenes. They get a fair bit worse. Like, Katsuragi, the girl on the far right, her entire side story is looking for someone with breasts to grope. And I swear that's true. And apparently she likes it because sexual harassment isn't fun if the girls don't scream. This makes me laugh more than you might think. It's a really... It's presented in a really strange way, which I don't want to spoil. But it's just... I swear, I'm talking about all these serious subjects, like in a way they really shouldn't be talked about. But at the same time... I hope that makes you realize just how silly it's all presented and why it makes me enjoy it so much, because it's just presented in such a light-hearted way that it's hard to be mad at it. It doesn't feel like it takes itself seriously at all, and that's the best part of it. So yeah, we're playing as Katsuragi, a chick who has a notably different combat style compared to Asuka, with a lot of heavier strikes. Also, we might as well pull out the frantic mode. So the frantic mode is done in a really weird way. You hold the block button, swipe outwards on the touchscreen, and then you do it again. They immediately get stripped down to their lingerie. For this, you have a lot lower defense, but your attack goes a lot higher. And also, this mode is its own state of being, so you can build up like 5 skills in it that all have their own little benefits and stuff like that. So all the characters do actually play very differently. It's an interesting combat system where all the characters feel like they have different roles to play. Boing. And there's another story cutscene right after this. And there are some really, really weird characters, like Hikari, the pink purple-haired girl. Her secondary ninja art is literally becoming like 5 times the normal size and sitting on people. It threw me off. Oh, cutscene. Oh, in case you didn't notice, yeah, their costumes actually do carry through between cutscenes, so you can have them all dressed up in really, really weird stuff, and it'll all be in the cutscenes.
キリア先生、これからもアスカたちをいっぱいしごいてくださいね。
ああ、そのつもりだ。
あたいもそのつもりだ。可愛い後輩たちをいっぱいしごいてやるからな。
はい、よろしくお願いします。
よし、任せておきな。あたいのしごきは
These animations are great. I just look at that little bouncy animation on the left, or just that girl. These are some.
手取り足取りもみもみもみ手取り足取りプニプニプニ。
やはりその首飛ばしておくか。
Yeah, it's just. These animations are just really fun to watch. That's just. They're great.
イカルが助けてくれよ。
自業自得です。
そんな。柳生ちゃん、修行も終わったからウサちゃんパフェでも食べに行こうよ。
何？それはつまり放課後を2人きりで過ごし、甘いものを食べて甘い時間を過ごそうということか。
まあそういうことかな。
桂木、命拾いしたな。もはやお前と遊んでいる時間はない。俺が遊びたい相手はひばりのみ。さあ、
ああ、2人ともちょっと待ちなさい。まだ修例が終わってませんよ。ああ、行ってしまいましたか。は
あ、助かった。しかし、たとえ首が落とされても、あたいがセクハラをやめることはないけどね。この2本の腕がもみもみできる限り。
はあ、どうしてかみんなマイペースなんでしょ
う。でも私、みんなのこと大好きだよ。カツネもイカルガさんもひばりちゃんも柳生ちゃんもみんな大好きだから、みんなで立派な忍びになるため頑張るぞ。おうって一人でやったらバカみたい。
そんなことありませんわ。ええ、みんなで頑張りましょう。立派な忍びになるために。はい。
So yeah, that was a cool look at the story cutscenes. They're really entertaining to watch, just the animations. It's fun to watch the animations. I don't know why. They're just that well done. So we'll just save the game right here. So I got one more thing to show off, but you have seen like a story cutscene, and there is a couple of different like There are a couple of simple cutscenes at the beginning of each character's side story, but they aren't that important to watch, although one of them is quite funny because one of them starts off suggesting something rather lewd and then immediately makes you recoil in horror if you're a guy. I'll leave that to you to find out. Oh, and before I go any further, I know someone's going to ask this in the comments. There's no English voices, but the Japanese voices are pretty great as is. I don't mind listening to them. So we've got one more thing to go check out. That's the Shinobi Dojo. Now, just before I go into the dojo, you may have noticed that there's no sort of real RPG elements or any sort of other system to go along with just the general beat 'em up style. I mean, sure, there's leveling up and there's leveling up your 3 different meters, but the dressing room doesn't do anything. Other than, you know, make you look different, obviously. And there's no other sort of mechanics that really extend the gameplay further than just this little beat-em-up style. And some people might not like that because it doesn't really make the game that deep. So, you know, just warning you, you're basically just going to be fighting the same set of enemies and then the same bosses. Not to say that it's not satisfying. It is bloody satisfying to actually play this game correctly. But at the same time, there's not really that much else outside of just that general combat to really add any sort of depth or value to the game, but what is there is actually pretty damn good to start off with. So if you're fine with the game not having a very significant amount of depth, well, you know, you'll be fine. You'll be absolutely fine. If you require a ton of, like, numerical depth and lots of items and stuff to find and stuff like that, you probably want to go play a game of Dynasty Warriors instead. But, yeah. So anyway, the Shinobi Dojo. This is the multiplayer part of the game. You can actually go online with this. There is actually a reason I'm here, though, because we can't actually show this off. Because, thankfully, the game actually does include bots for offline play. So we're going to go play ad hoc mode. But yeah, this game doesn't work online. Unfortunately, I do not have... Well, I do have a friend I could play this with, but I really don't want to go and annoy him right now, so we'll just connect in ad hoc mode and play with some bots. The bots are decent at the very least. You can upgrade their aggressiveness. I haven't tried full aggressiveness, but anyway, that doesn't really matter. The bots are fine to play it with as is. So we've got 3 different rule sets. We've got Deathmatch and Strip Battle, which are basically the same. I'm pretty sure Strip Battle is just get their clothes off. Deathmatch is just kill them outright. The only really unique mode here is Understorm. So we can select the win condition, and we can select the amount of minutes to play, and we can select even select the play area. So we'll play on the Mount Roach Village just so you can see something else. And we can set a recommended level, comment, and a password. This is mostly relevant to the online stuff, but anyway, we'll just hop in here. So, I'm gonna change my character to someone else. So yeah, we've got a bunch of... We can see all the different characters here. There's not that many of them, but at the very least, they're all very entertaining characters to use. They've all got their own different move sets and stuff like that. So who do I want to play as now? You know, I think I'll play as Hibari, because Hibari's second ninja art is hilarious. And if we can tap an empty slot to add an AI bot. So we've got 4 different CPU characters here. Can we change it so that we're on a team? So it's 2-on-2? I don't think we can, unfortunately. So we're just going to hit ready, and we're going to play us some Shinobi Dojo Understorm. Okay, I've been pretty mum about what Understorm is, so as soon as the game loads, I'll tell you what Understorm actually is. Oh, this is great. This is absolutely great. Wait for it. Wait for it. Yep, the loading screen just froze there. So, Understorm. There are basic enemies and actual enemy players flying around here. The idea is you literally have to go around and pick up panties off the ground. The person with the most panties at the end of the time limit wins. The panties literally fall from the sky. And if you hit an enemy player that has panties, they will lose panties. They'll just outright lose them. They won't drop them, they'll just lose them. So you want to be ganging up on the person who has the most panties and beating the shit out of them. But come here. Hey, come back here. I will lock onto you. Ow. We don't want to let this bitch get to maximum panty level. I think, does everybody start off in Shinobi? Nope. There's unfortunately no transition cutscenes, but it's pretty obvious why there isn't any. So yeah, this can get a fair bit insane. The frame rate is dropping a bit. This game does have a couple of problems with the... Oh dear. I'm just gonna, yeah, pull out a gigantic bunny. I'm gonna turn off the lock. I'm gonna go looking around for panties. Alright, hold on. I'm gonna try and use her gigantic... Watch this. Boom! I love that move. That move is great. And I have no panties, and we've got about a minute left. This isn't good. Okay, I'm gonna go and get some panties. I'm gonna try and beat the crap out of you for your panties. You can also taunt. And the taunts are funny, for example. Hold on. No, hold on. I gotta hold up, don't I? Yeah, I am totally not going to... There's also super secret ninja arts, but for the life of me, I can't figure out how... I can't remember how to activate those. I better go get some panties, like, fast. If I hold circle, I'll run faster. This might be enough to... Yeah, I'm totally gonna come last here. Yeah, this AI is aggressive as hell. Like, level 2 AI is actually really, really easy to beat, but level 3 really kicks it up. They actually pay attention to what they're doing, which is... Oh dear. Yellow 1. Oh, unfortunate. Alright, I'm gonna put it down to level 2 and have one more game. I'm a little bit unfocused when it comes to commentary, but you know me, that's generally what happens. Loading times aren't that good. I am playing this off a memory card, so it would be, you'd expect it to be a bit faster. We'll turn their aggression down to level 2. God, I can't even imagine what they're like on level 5. So, just another 3-minute battle to round out our look at Senran Kagura Shinovi versus. The combat is really satisfying, and the game actually looks and runs and sounds great. For a game that came out, like, back near the beginning of the Vita's lifespan, this game came out, like, 2013, like, early 2013, if I remember correctly. For a game that came out that early in the Vita's lifespan, this is actually a really impressive game still. It looks nice, it plays really well, the combat system is very, very engaging. No extra systems on top of just leveling up in general to take advantage of the fact that this game could be a really interesting RPG system, especially with all the different types of lingerie and all that. But I'm gonna go get all the lingerie in the world. Pantsu! All the pantsu. And now let's go kick the crap out of someone who has too many. Bloody hell. Got a nice parry in. A really satisfying battle system and a very fan service heavy story. Actually makes this game a lot more entertaining than it has any right to be. Oh god. Oh god, they're taking my pantsu. Cannot let them have pantsu. Come on, girl. Alright, get up. Air dodge out of the way, and then... So yeah, as you can see, all the infighting among this AI. Oh dearie me, I got hit by a massive freaking attack there. Oh, I have Pantsu. I must run. Oh god, where are the Pantsu? Yep, there's some falling from the sky. Literally, panties falling from the sky is a game mode in this game, and I quite enjoy that. Really should have gone frantic. Oh dear. I'm gonna grab all the Pantsu. If I can. Jeez, I move really fast. At least I came second this time. And thankfully you can actually get the multiplayer trophies in this game in this mode, so I can't really complain about that. So that was a look at Senran Kagura Shinovi Versus. Really good combat system with a bunch of different characters that all have their own unique fighting styles, which are really interesting to just tinker around with and level up and unlock new moves and such. The fan service is off the bloody charts, so if you really don't like fan service, this is definitely a game for you to avoid. I do not seem to have any problems with understanding the story based on Senran Kagura Burst, so that's a pretty good sign. It's unfortunately, there's not much else to it other than just beating the crap out of people. There doesn't seem to be that many unique stages or, you know, just goals in general, but the story itself is fairly entertaining. You got the different families that you can change between, or different schools with their own storylines and all that. Very enjoyable game with lots of stuff to do in it, at the very least. I know some people took like 40 hours to platinum this. I've put about 4 into it. Very enjoyable game indeed. Would I recommend this? Yeah. I mean, obviously, if you're not a fan of fan service, you're going to have to avoid it like the plague, but still, Shadow makes no sense. 0 out of 10. But, again, it's enjoyable. It really is. Like, the fan service makes me laugh. The combat's engaging. It's got a lot of skill in it, especially with beating the crap out of a lot of guys and constantly dashing back and forth and parrying and all that. So, yeah. Good enough game. Gets a thumbs up from me. I've been enjoying it quite a bit, and I'll probably enjoy it a fair bit more. Also, my pants have fallen off. Why has that happened? Anyway, this has been Blue Maxima, and I'll see you all next time.